what am I doing with my life?
Focus on right now, because that is all you've got. Do you know that everybody alive gets exactly the same amount of time we get all there is? It's what we do with it that makes the difference. Don't waste your life. Set your goals high. Quit thinking about what's wrong. Start thinking what's right. Love a little more, hate a little less. You have no idea what you're capable of doing. Make up your mind today, you're going to figure it out.
You only get one chance at life. One chance to live it fully. One chance to make the most of your journey. You'll mess up. You'll go through mistakes, heartbreaks, tough decisions, and days that just feel like too much. But through it all, this is your one wild, precious ride. There's no second do it again, and there's no rewinds, just this. So make the most out of it.
My self-motto is, I guess I would say, YOLO. You only live once. You know, and if you just have that mindset when you wake up, you're like, first of all, I woke up again. So everything else is extra credit. The man above has given me another opportunity to breathe life, and let's live to the fullest. Let's make the most out of today. You can't worry about yesterday because it's history and tomorrow's a mystery. So let's live today.
You are one decision away from changing your life. And you have to accept that. You're one new meeting, one new relationship, one new contact, one new action, one new decision away from shifting your life from where it is right now to a totally different place. Because decisions shape our destiny when they're backed up by some massive ass action. Okay, but you can't take the action if you don't decide.
You have to take chances in life. If you don't take chances in life, you'll never have the life God has for you. Life is about risk. If you play it safe in life, you ain't gonna have much of a life. Life is risk. It takes courage to pursue your dream.
You got one life, and that one life, the goal for us is to live it to the best of our ability, from the beginning to what's said the end.
Stop overthinking. Live like this is the only version of life you get, because it is. Take the risks, love deeply, say what you feel, chase the dream, explore the world, just live fully. One day you'll look back and realize how fast it all went by.
Every time it gets tough, when I feel like I don't want to do it, there is someone out there in this world laying on a hospital bed begging for a second chance at life. I'm sitting there healthy, good friends, heating, light, running tap water. I don't think I have any excuse to not go hard or live life with a smile on my face.
If your life was a movie and people were watching up to this point, what would the audience be screaming at the screen, telling you to do with your life?
You only live once, so do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to go outside the box.
What do you do every day? Because that becomes your week. What do you do every week? Because that becomes your month. What do you do every month? Because that becomes your year. What do you do every year? Because that becomes your decade. The famous wisdom is true. We are what we repeatedly do. What are you practicing? What are you building every day?
Everyone have a good evening, whatever you're doing in your lives. We're all gonna die one day. Live your life while you're here, because you never know what's gonna around the corner. Heart attacks, disease, wars, life can just hit you like that. So try and enjoy every day. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't get too caught up in the bullshit.
What if the biggest risk in your life isn't failure? It isn't rejection. It isn't being judged, but slowly wasting your life without ever realizing it. Not all at once, not in a tragic way, but quietly, comfortably.
You're gonna do things, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna fuck up. You're supposed to learn and then move forward with the understanding of what not to do. And when you move forward, life may get better, it may not, but somewhere along the lines it's gonna click. And everything that I went through back here was supposed to happen so that now that I'm here, I'm able to go ahead with such a high level of knowledge, and I can make other people better. I can make myself better. I can do more for my family. Something happens.
Most people don't waste their life doing the wrong things. They waste it doing fine things for far too long.
The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now.
I never forget one time I was running by a graveyard. And I look out there, I'm like, man, I wonder how many of you motherfuckers in there fucking just are so upset with how you lived your life. And I'm running a 300-pound man thinking, man, don't fucking die like this, bro. It comes from such deep thought of trying to see what this is all about. What is this life all about? What am I all about? Why am I here?
The fear is never reaching your potential. That always falling short, always quitting before you're done, always procrastinating, always not doing the right thing. And then one day you're an old man and you look back and go, God, I could have been great.
It's these few moments in life that you have. Like for me, I always talk about it. Rocky 1, round 14. That 1 2-minute and 13-second clip of Rocky getting up when Apollo knocked him down. That one clip, when I was going through a very bad time in my life, I saw what I wanted to be. And it wasn't a guy that won. It wasn't a guy that won everything he did. It was a guy that kept getting up after being knocked down.
Your subconscious is just there to try to protect you. And if your subconscious can get you not to try, then you'll never get hurt and you'll never fail. And you also never reach your full potential, and you'll look back on life and regret the shit out of it. No regrets. We need to live into who we're supposed to be.
Don't worry about next week, next year. Just focus on every 24 hours that you get, you know? And that's done a lot for me, you know, because I think so many of us are, you know, even if you know, the entrepreneur in us is always thinking about next week. If you dealing with a personal trauma and you trying to process it, you focus on that. Everything for me is just 24 hours. So I've been, that's done a lot for me with just being able to just kind of process things.
And what the hell are you going to do if you don't try to aim for the top? You know, flap about uselessly and whine about your life? It's not helpful. It'll just make you miserable. You're not reliable to anyone. You can't help out in a crisis. I don't care what you're going to do, but go out there and make something of yourself for God's sake. Be an honest person and work and get to the top of whatever it is that you want to get to the top of.
I have spent my whole life scared, frightened of things that could happen, might happen, might not happen. 50 years I spent like that. I came to realize it's that fear that's the worst of it. That's the real enemy. Get up. Get out in the real world. And you kick that bastard as hard as you can, right in the teeth.
There's a few things, about 3 things to my account that I need each day. One of them is something to look up to, another is something to look forward to, and another is someone to chase. First off, I want to thank God, because that's who I look up to. To my family, that's who and what I look forward to. And to my hero, that's who I chase. Now, when I was 15 years old, I had a very important person in my life come to me and say, who's your hero? And I said, I don't know, I got to think about that. Give me a couple of weeks. I said, I thought about it. You know who it is? I said, it's me in 10 years. So I turned 25 10 years later. That same person comes to me and goes, so are you a hero? And I was like, not even close. So you see, every day, every week, every month, and every year of my life, my hero's always 10 years away. I'm never going to be my hero. I'm not going to attain that. I know I'm not. And that's just fine with me, because that keeps me with somebody to keep on chasing.
There is no one coming to save us. There is no one to blame. There is no easy button. If you look at the most successful actors, comedians, business owners, people in a great family with a great body, people that have great personal development, people that are good parents and have incredible kids, none of it came easy.
If you actually want to build something that's going to stand the test of time and make you very successful and rich and happy and bring other people with you, it's going to take everything. I fully believe that. I don't think you can half-ass it. I don't think it can be a side project, and I don't think it can be something that's just 3 hours a day. I think you've got to go fully into it to become like high-level achiever, like actually a winner.
When will I know I'm ready?
You won't. It's a leap of faith. That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.
Almost every successful person that I have ever encountered has gone through not a month or a year, but many years of doing work without reward, where they have to do things that other people find boring, and they have to sacrifice things that everyone finds interesting, that most people want to do during that entire season of their life. And they basically sacrifice a season of other things that they would prefer to do stuff that they would not prefer to do because of the one thing they want most.
You only have one life. You only have one chance. If you spend it doing what other people expect you to do, you will wake up to your regret at some point.
It's like, I've got one fucking life and this is it. And we're in it right now. And there isn't a second to waste. Let's do this. What are we doing? What am I doing? What's exciting? What's fun?
You win some, you lose some. But you live to fight another day.
Like, I'm 54 years old right now. Like that. I mean, it just fucking flew by.
Yes.
And you think when you're young that you have all this time. You have no time. There's no time. I mean, one of the quotes on the wall in the gym in there is no tomorrow from Rocky 3.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
So you gotta think, man, like sometimes you go through things and you don't know the reason at first, but it's not for right now. It's to help someone later, like your son or your daughter. Sometimes you're living through the toughest thing ever and you don't know why it's happening to you. But sometimes, guys, it's bigger than what you can even see right now. Sometimes your son gonna be looking you in the eye and say, Dad, how do I get through this? And then what are you gonna tell him when you quit before? What are you gonna tell him when you took shortcuts? That's the point, man. There's so much stuff that's bigger than you right now that you're going through for a bigger purpose than you can even imagine.
Sun don't stop for nobody, man. Sun don't stop. Sun gonna be up in the morning regardless. Regardless of how I fucking feel and how depressed I am, the sun is gonna fucking shine in the morning. And at nighttime, the moon gonna be there. And you gonna look up, these days gonna keep going by. So do you let the days go by and look up and you done wasted a year doing what? Or do you just pick it up? All right. Gotta figure it out, made some mistakes, life goes on. Let me figure out life from this point.
Why not now? There never was a better time.
You can live right here on surface, man, right here on surface. So if there is an ending to this world and there is somewhere to go and there's a judgment, you're gonna get there and you might see a chart. And that chart may tell you who the fuck you should have been.
No matter how much emotion and feeling you may have or how much hurt you may have, life has to go on. Life doesn't stop for anybody. So if you don't process that and understand that, you're stuck in whatever time period you got hurt forever. So grudges and anger and negativity, I don't have time for it because I'm living to do so much. I can't stand in the past and bathe in what was wrong. A lot of people can give up. It's easy to give up. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. All right, man, I'm done. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yo, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm going to do the same thing again today, but I'm going to try to go harder. That's the hardest thing in the world. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
Most people need to shut the fuck up and focus on that version of themselves they want to become and actually be willing to become it. And that's what's ultimately going to create the fulfillment that you're looking for. It's not going to be your cold plunge. It's not going to be your morning routine. It's not going to be your journaling. It's not going to be your grounding. It's not going to be your granola lunch. It's not going to be you living in the fucking van. It's not going to be your therapy. It's going to be the work that you fucking do to become that version of yourself that is the exact version that you know you're supposed to become, and then being proud of it. That's what's going to create the fulfillment that you're searching for.
If your definition of success is win or lose, giving everything you've got and growing or learning along the way, then you're setting yourself up for success. I really think the biggest cheat code in life is just going after it and not being concerned of whether or not you fail at one specific task. Instead, understanding the big picture, what your long-term goal is, and knowing if you keep driving forward and never fucking quit, in the end you will succeed.
I hear the clock ticking. Life goes by, and it goes by quick. Don't waste those years. Don't waste them. Live them. And the earlier you get in the game, and get on track, the better life you're going to have. Healthier, wealthier, stronger, smarter, better.
If you give it all you have, you're going to get max potential back. And then who knows what can come. That's the beautiful thing. If you don't show up, guys, you know the outcome. You'll never get the job, never get the part, never get the girl if you don't show up. If you show up, you're putting yourself in a situation to create those opportunities. And when you show up, how hard do you go? That's the faster the opportunity will come to life for you. It's up to you guys.
Do you actually want to do this or not? Because if you actually want to do it, what's going to stop you? Nothing. And if you don't really want to do it, what's going to stop you? Just about anything that comes up. Just about any obstacle that gets in your way becomes an excuse. It becomes a reason. It becomes a rationale for not proceeding down that path.
A simple truth in life is things are not going to go your way. Things are not going to work out the way you planned. Things are not going to be the way that you wanted them to be. Part of it is suck it up, buttercup, get up, keep on going, dust yourself off, because everyone else you have looked up to has failed, myself included. And if they were able to move from setback to setback without losing steam, without losing the faith, then why can't you? Life is a series of seasons, sometimes setbacks, sometimes springboards. And the best is yet to come for he or she who continues to believe, and he or she who continues to put the work in.
I don't want to just survive. It says in these movie writing books that every character has an arc. You understand? Like everybody starts out somewheres, and they do something gets done to them, changes their life. That's called their arc. Where's my arc? You see the arc? He starts down here. He ends up here. Where's my arc, Paulie?
Driven human beings are going to always feel like they're behind. They're going to always feel like they're not doing good enough. They're going to always feel like they're not far enough. They're all going to always feel like you're losing. Look, winning, this is how it feels. 90% of the time, you're going to feel like you're getting your balls kicked in, all right? 8% of the time, you're going to be confused and you're frustrated. 2% of the time, you actually win. And those moments come and go, and then you're back in the 90%. And that's the reality of a winner's life.
Winners focus on winning, and losers focus on winners. People who find themselves having losses, not reaching what they want to create in their life, it's because they focused on winners. They focused on throwing shade at other people. They focused on comparing themselves to other people. So comparison is the thief of joy. Winners continue to focus on winning, and they continue to try to seek out wisdom. So Sudarshan, pat yourself on the back, and everybody else who was sent in a question today or even listening today, pat yourself on the back for trying to spend this time right now to gain wisdom.
People don't understand that. They think it's all about cruising around in a cool car, having a free and happy and easy and go-lucky life. And that's not reality, because true winners are built for the fucking fight. They're built for the battle. They don't find peace and joy and happiness in the win. They find what they're looking for in the fight.
You're more powerful than you think. Way more powerful than you think. I mean, God only knows what you are in the final analysis. You're blind to your own weaknesses, but you're also blind to your own strengths.
If you're out there building something, whether it be an athletic career, a professional career, physique, a business, whatever it is you're building, you're going to spend most of your time feeling frustrated. You're going to feel most of the time like you're losing. You're going to feel like most of the time you're getting your ass kicked. And then some good stuff's going to happen. All right. But then after the good stuff happens, you're going to automatically flip your brain over to what's next.
Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. And the reason that I'm saying that is because when it says don't be pushed by your problems, problems are a part of the journey. Opposition are a part of the journey, right? Adversity is a part of the journey. Like, it's all a part of development and growth as a person. And so when you got dreams and you got problems, I look at it as it's interconnected, right? You got your dream, you got your goal, you got your aspirations. Problems are going to happen along the way. Conflict is going to happen along the way. Uncertainty is going to happen along the way. But the thing that's important is putting things in place to fight it.
You have a dream inside of you. And that dream you have kept hidden from the world. You've made excuses for it. You've delayed it. You've listened to people telling you to be realistic. But deep down in your heart, you know that you're not living to your potential. And life is now something you're just getting on with.
All right, in this moment, if it's going out of my way, if it's going out of control, if it's spinning out of, what can I control in this moment? I can control my attitude, I can control my words, I can control my perspective, I can control the lens of which I see it. What can I control in the moment when I can't control something externally, right? Because if I can control what I can control in the moment, what's happening externally is not gonna affect and impact my true potential and my true advancement as a person, which is the things that I can control when I'm viewing a situation, when I'm responding to a situation. Most importantly, can I use it?
Where is the wealthiest place in the world? It's the graveyard. Because in the graveyard, you will find inventions never invented, businesses never erected, songs never sung, books never written, ideas never nurtured, people never realized, because they were scared to take a risk.
Life is never going to be easy. It's never going to be quick. It's never going to be fast. You're always going to have obstacles. You're always going to have hardships. You're always going to be frustrated in certain things. Barely, you're going to have one great day for every 10 days that are hard. That's reality. And you're going to have to learn how to operate when things get hard. That's it. You know, most people spend their entire lives wishing shit was easy, wishing it was fair. It's not fucking fair.
Right? Whether it be people, situation, routines, whatever the case may be, when you encounter problems, situation, circumstances that don't unfold the way you want it to, what do you have in place to counter the conflict? Right? It's like when they tell you stay away from negative people, they got a problem for every solution.
Because you're sad, now you're going to make a bunch of bad decisions because you're sad. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You're sad, okay. You get emotional sometimes, okay. Got it. Now, get control of your emotions and carry on with your life. And sometimes you're going to get hit with those waves. And that's okay.
We get one life. And every passing moment, we will never get back again. You will never start this video with the same perspective you had when you click play. You will never brush your teeth the same way twice in your life. There ain't no rewind button on life. I will never get that breath back ever again. See, this present moment is so precious. We have to be here. We have to be in it and make the most of it. We have to live our dreams now because they are possible.
So you have to realize conditions are never going to be perfect. Things are always going to be hard. The only hope that you have is to become someone who can push through that hard regardless of what the is going on. And if you can build that level of discipline, that level of mental toughness to execute when things are not ideal, when things are extremely hard, nothing can stop you.
Waiting to begin never got anyone anywhere.
There is this strange feeling that one is not yet in real life. For the time being, one is doing this or that, but there is always the fantasy that sometime in the future, the real thing will come about. It's also known as deferred happiness syndrome, the common feeling that your life has not yet begun, that your present reality is a mere prelude to some idyllic future. This idyll is a mirage that'll fade as you approach, revealing that the prelude you rushed through was in fact the one to your death.
You have to take a path that's dangerous, and most people want to take the safe path. And the safe path leaves you stuck in quiet desperation almost every time. It's hell. It's hell.
And here it starts. Get the mind right, the body will follow. Tell the world, get a goal, achievable goal. And then day by day by day, you start to do that goal to make it the reality, guys. It's not guesswork. It's a science of intensity. And if you don't have the intensity, don't fucking come in. Everyone knows it. They know it now, and when we transform, goddamn, they're gonna know it there on a visual sense.
Immediate your mind is in action. No one wants to do that. No one. And I don't blame them. But don't be mad. When you're laying there in your fucking bed and you're in the fucking hospital and you're 70, 80, 90 years old and you're thinking, man, I feel like I didn't fucking do something. Because you did. You didn't do it. You didn't do shit. You may have lived a great life, man, but you're always gonna feel empty inside. I don't feel empty. So call me what you want. There's not one empty bone in my fucking body.
Fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. And so it looks like this ocean that you're going to step into and drown. But as soon as you step into it, you realize it was not that deep at all, and you can keep walking through it. And I just love that visual, because a lot of times when it's like we have this anxiety around this big decision we have to make, if you actually take the step and realize that it's not death, you're not going to drown immediately. There's plenty of other steps you can take from there, even if you get a little wet.
75 years, 75 winters, 75 springtimes, 75 summers, and 75 autumns. When you look at it like that, it's not a lot of time, is it? Don't waste them. Get your head out of the rat race and forget about the superficial things that preoccupy your existence and get back to what's important now. Right now, this very second. And I'm not saying drop everything and let the world come to a grinding halt. I'm saying that you can become a seeker. You can be loving more. You can be taking some chances. You can be living more. You can be spending more time with your family. You can be getting in touch with the part of you that lives instead of fears, the part of you that loves instead of hates.
What if I told you you're only 6 months away from the life you've always dreamed of? The money, the body, the mindset, but only on one condition. You have to show up every fucking day from here on out. Up until now, that's not a price you've been willing to pay. But the reality is, there are graveyards full of men that wish they could be in your spot. 6 months to become the man you always knew you could be. Don't wait 10 years. Don't wait 10 minutes. Don't even wait 10 seconds. The time to start is now. 6 months away. See you at the top, dog.
There are some who drift out in the deserts of doubt, and some who in negativity wallow. There are others I know who in piety go because of a heaven to follow. But to labor with zest and to give of your best for the sweetness and joy of the giving, to help folks along with a hand and a song, why there's the real sunshine of living. Carry on, fight the good fight and true. There's big work to do. Believe in your mission. Greet life with a cheer. There's big work to do, and that's why you're here.
You can doubt the process, question your talent, be uncertain that you're making progress, disparage your accomplishments, permanently feel like you're not working hard enough no matter how hard you work, never give yourself a break, fail to fully feel gratitude, be terrified of never reaching your goals, and still end up in a place that your 20-year-old self could not imagine you'd ever get to. Self-belief is overrated. Generate evidence.
I want to grind and claw and scratch, and I want to dig in, and I want to push. And I don't want it to end. If I ever got the rock to the top of the mountain and it stayed there, I'd push it back down myself.
Resilience of doing good things in spite of you not believing in them or believing that they're going to happen is pretty miraculous. That for all that I can say, you need to, I'm questioning whether or not it's virtuous to do something virtuous if you don't feel like you had any other choice. Ultimately, you can get to a place that you'd be very surprised by, regardless of how motivated you feel to get there.
People chase happiness because they think that that's what they need, when in reality, happiness is just a byproduct of becoming the best version of yourself.
Understand that it is you who is responsible for being in the position that you're in. Not anybody else. You can't be making excuses. It is you. You are the result of why you are here today. But that's fine, because we can fix this.
I'm a disciplined man. To do anything outside of what a disciplined man would do makes me an irresponsible man, makes me a weak man. And I don't want to be an irresponsible, weak man, because our country already has too many of those, which is why we're eroding as a country. And so the identity change, along with the clarity of what you want to, like, how do you want to be seen? How do you want to show up? Like, not everyone has to show up as Ed Milet and Tim Grover and Andy Frisella. Show up as the version of you.
I hear that I'm over 40, I'm pushing 50, whatever. Bring it. Back off, negative. Not happening. In fact, I'm stepping it up. I'm training harder, eating cleaner. I'm training more. I'm learning and reading and studying more now than I ever have in my whole life. Do I get dinged up? Of course I do. There take some injuries, deal with them.
The shortcomings that everyone complains about and uses excuses why they haven't achieved something, you use as an opportunity of greatness to override some third-party subjective nature, environments or weather conditions, and stay true to the path, that's literally learning how to dance in the rain and not waiting for the storm to pass. That's a good life. That's a life that's going to grow no matter what you plant in that soil, because it's fertile. Life begins now. The only thing in life that we don't have an abundant resources of is time. And this winter I challenge you, don't let that time slip away.
Nobody's coming to save you, big dog! Don't you get that? Your whole life has led to this point because of you. Your shitty decisions, your fucked up habits, your poor choices have caused you to end up at this point. The only person, big dog, that's gonna get you out of this spot is you. No more fucking excuses. No more coming up with reasons why you can't. Grab a fucking gear, get focused, get ferocious. It's time to level up. Let's go.